Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be working on Gavotte in C minor by J.S. Bach. We are also going to be doing a little bit of work in some of the natural and melodic minor scales, just to get us into the right kind of headspace on this, and then we will be jumping right into Gavotte. So, let's go ahead and right after our last lesson, we had melodic C minor. This one is going to be different going up than coming down. So let's go ahead and look at this one. I believe it's on page 13. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one and see how it runs. Nice, easy, no particular pacing. We're just looking to make sure that we get into the core of the notes. So let's go ahead and read through just the melodic C minor scale. We'll take it nice and easy. And natural, natural. Keep going. Flat, flat. Flat. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that one more time. So notice going up, you only had one flat, which was going to be the E flat. But your A and B's were natural, but then coming down, your A's and B's were flat as well as your E's. So, something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. And just, again, nice long bow strokes. We're not trying to keep to any particular time. Ready? Natural. Natural. Flat, flat, flat. Okay, so melodics, going up, your 3 is flat, and then coming down, your 7, 6, and 3 are flat. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second 2 lines, or the third and fourth lines, my apologies. It's basically just up an octave. So, same thing. This one is only going up a single octave, and then, yeah, we'll go from there. So, ready? And flat, natural, 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 flat, flat, natural, flat, so with that, we can actually patch together a 2-octave melodic C minor. Keep in mind, going up, the 3s are flat. Coming down, the 7s, 6s, and 3s are flat. So, go ahead and join me. We'll go ahead and patch this together into a 2-octave. So we'll read the first line, the third line, the fourth line, the second line. Kind of funky, but it'll be first line, third line, fourth line, second line. Ready? Go ahead and join me. Basically, we're just going up 1 octave, going up the second octave, coming down the second octave, coming down the first octave. So, Kind of funky, we'll run through it twice. Ready? And... flat. Natural. Natural. Third line. Flat. Natural. Natural. Fourth line. Flat. 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 Second line. Flat. 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 So that is the melodic. It is considered melodic because you have different notes going up than you do going down, kind of like a normal melody. It is not a mirror image of one way that mirrors the other. So on page 14, we'll take a look at the natural C minor scale. This is going to be the same going up as it is coming down. Keep in mind, we have 3 flats. We have A, we have B, and we have E. Well, technically B, E, A, but saying them in order that they come on the key signature. But key signatures, fun fact, always go in the same order. They always denote which are flats, or for that matter, which are sharps in the exact same order. Something fun to know. So, page 14, let's take a look at the natural C minor scale. Basically, it's going to be the exact same thing as the coming down section of the melodic. So it'll be flat 3, 6, and 7. Going up and going down, there's no changing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first 2 lines on the natural C minor scale. Same kind of pace, nice and slow, focus on the tonality. Ready? And... flat. So this one is written in 2 octaves instead of 2 single octaves split. Also, my apologies, the second finger on the D string was not in fact flat, that was a natural, my mistake. So let's go ahead and run through that chunk one more time. So we'll just do 2 octaves going up, and then the next 2 lines of the 2 octaves coming down, we'll wrap everything together and move forward. So again, starting at the beginning, first 2 lines. 1, we're not really paying attention to a tempo right now. So, flat, 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 and staying in the exact same position. Let's go ahead and do the next 2 lines and come down. Ready? And... flat, 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 flat. Okay, and then we'll just run that entire thing one more time, and then we'll call that good. The Gavotte in C minor that we're going to be working on is mostly in the mostly in the natural, but there are sections where it is in the melodic, which is kind of funky. So, starting at the beginning, just running through, not really paying attention to tempo. The natural C minor scale. Ready? And... flat. Sorry, that should be flat. 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 Okay. So, moving forward, the Gavotte in C minor is a fun one. It is not particularly fast. There's a lot of positional work in it, and there's a lot of bowing that needs to be paid attention to. This piece will definitely give you at least for me, there's a lot more tip work. It seems like I'm out at towards the end of my bow a fair bit more frequently. That also, at least in my estimation and in my performance, has helped me work on controlling enunciation and controlling the phrasing with the tip of the bow. So we will go through and start breaking this down into chunks. Let's go ahead and start with the first line halfway through measure 4, and that will sound like this. And then it comes back into that same kind of a figure. So keep in mind, we are starting in first position. Bowing is going to be wildly important here. We do jump up to second position just to hit that in the third measure, and then we are shifting right back into first position. Before we go back into it. So, let's go ahead and take it a little bit slower. I actually don't have a tempo for this. So we're going to look at 92 for our finished BPM. Let's go ahead and take it like 80. That's on 3 instead of a cut time, but don't worry about it. So, So 1, 2, 3. Actually, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It's not a particularly loud introduction, but let's go ahead and do that one more, well, a couple more times. Partly because my counting is terrible. So it'd be, yeah, 1, 2. Okay, and one more time just to get that locked in. This phrase we will see in a couple different permutations with a couple different endings throughout the entire thing. So, one more time, just to get on this right page. 3, 1, 2. And then we do have a decrescendo there. Starting at the second half of measure 4, we have the same kind of thing going on. So the tail end is different there. So we'll do second half of 4 into first half of 8. Nothing particularly out of place here. Pay attention to bowings. But we do have a difference in 7 that is worth looking into. So we'll have that second position shift down into first position. Let's go ahead and start in measure 7. We'll just play measure 7 into the first half of 8. So 3, 4. Actually, no, that's down, up, down. So we are starting on a down bow, because I do not want to practice this backwards, because otherwise it'll get stuck in my head and I'll have to unlearn, relearn. I have to fix it. So starting on a down bow in measure 7. So yeah, we'll start there, play measure 7, and then resolve into the first half of 8. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. One last time. 3, 4. And then tying all of that together, last half of 4 into first half of 8. 1, 2. So every phrase that we have in here, until we get into the alternates or into the other section, is going to start on an up bow. So last half of 8 into first half of 12 is going to be a repeat of the very first section. So let's go ahead and play that really quick. 1, 2. Keep in mind those accidentals on that downward stepwise motion, because that is differentiating the 2 different types of minors there. Let's go ahead and play that section one more time. 1, 2. And then we are back into the section that we just learned with the alternate ending, starting in the last half of 12 through first half of 16. So let's go ahead and do that one more time. 1, 2. One more time. So we've got A, then we've got A prime, which is A different, then we've got A again, then we've got A prime, and then we'll be moving into other stuff. So last half of 12 into first half of 16, which is we've already played, but we're working on it a little bit more. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2. And then now we are moving into something new. It'll be last half of 16 into first half of 20. Sounds like this. Nice kind of jaunty little section. So, bowings are going to be very important for all those hooked notes in 16 and 17. Nope, 17. In 18 and 19, my apologies. So the bowings are going to be very important for the hook notes in 18 and 19. Let's go ahead and take a look at those by themselves first. So starting after those 2 quarter notes in 18, so the second half of 18, my apologies, we're just going to play the 8th notes with the resolution at the end. So go ahead and join me. 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2. Keep in mind that you are going to be running a low 1, and you're going to be kind of in a locked hand position, so you're probably not going to be bouncing back and forth very efficiently at speed. So you will want to run this kind of with a little bit lighter bow. Let's go ahead and run that one more time, just because the bowings are a little strange, and your hand is going to be very open on these. So let's go ahead and wrap those together before we start working on the entire phrase. So 17, 18, second half of 18 through 19 with a resolution. 1, 2. Okay, one more time. 1, 2. Awesome. So let's go ahead and roll that into an entire phrase. Last half of 16 through the resolution, the same place that we've been heading. We do have a shift in the middle of this slur. Let's go ahead and work on that particular chunk, just because that can definitely mess people up. So taking it nice and slow, E flat, to a F, to a G, to an A flat, all in one bow. Ready? We're just going to take it nice and easy. Da 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 da. Again. Sorry. Again. So let's go ahead and do that one more time. Ready? And 1. Da 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 da. Again. 1, 2. Again. 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 Okay, and then tying the entire phrase together. We've already worked on all the hooked bowings and stuff. Let's go ahead and tie the entire thing together. Last half of 16 through to the resolution. 1, 2, or it'll be 1, 2. Again, that entire phrase. 1, 2. Let's go ahead and do that one more time just for fun. Ready? And... Okay, next section is going to be slightly different. It'll sound like this. No, well, it will sound like that. The bowing is wrong. My apologies. So the next section is going to sound like this. 1, 2. So we've got a couple things going on here. We've got a shift happening very quickly in 21, 22, in 22 to 23. So we've got a so let's go ahead and work on that. It'll be 21, 22. The last beat of 22, those last 2 eighth notes, so the last 2 eighth notes of 22 and the first 2 eighth notes of 23 is just going to be all that we're working on here. It'll literally be a E flat to F, F to G. The problem is we have to make a shift right in between there. So just keeping that same da 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 da. Okay, so that takes care of that, and then we have a little bit of different stuff going on afterwards. So we have a different resolution to this. So keeping in that second, or in that same second position. So that will be a shift down. Oh, they have it fingered differently. Okay. So I had been playing that with a different fingering there, which was forcing a shift on my end. So looking at that, starting 21, 22, starting at 23, let's go ahead and play just 23 with the resolution. Say, 3, 4. My apologies. I realized that I started on a backwards bowing. That needs to be okay. Okay. So we're starting on a down bow. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. Again. 1, 3, 4. When you're playing that A flat with your fourth finger, you have to reach back with your second to be able to hit that F, and then reach back again to be able to hit that E flat. So let's do that one more time, and then we'll wrap this entire phrase up. Starting on a down bow. 3, 4. Okay. So let's wrap that entire phrase together, and then we'll work on what we've done to get where we are so far. So last half of 20 through to where we were just ending. 3, 4, 1, 2. Completely forgot what I was playing. Let's go ahead and do last half of 20 through where we were just ending. 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2. Okay. Moving forward, we have something similar to what we've played before, but different. No, I take that back. This is a repeat of the very beginning in a different way. No, this should be the very beginning. Yeah, this should be the exact same thing that we played at the very beginning. So, I had to double check and make sure that things actually lined up in my brains. So, let's go ahead and take a look at that. We've already played this before, so it's not terribly out of place. Wow, 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2. Helps when you start on the right bowing. So let's go ahead and move on from there. Now we're going back to the second phrase that we learned at the very beginning. And then we'll be moving on to something new. So, second half of 28 through first half of 32. 1, 2. Verbatim from what we played earlier. Then we have a caesura on the A bar line, whatever. Those two horizontal slashes are the caesura mark. That means completely stop making noise. Also, fun fact, that is where we get the modern pause mark, where that comes from. So, next section is going to be kind of interesting. The next section will run from the last half of 32 to the first half of 36. Sounds like this. So, nothing terribly out of the ordinary. It's all in first position. So, go ahead and join me. We'll play that particular chunk. Last half of 32 through first half of 36. 1, 2. Okay. One more time. Go ahead and join me. 1, 2. Okay, and then moving forward from there, we do have some funky stuff. Moving forward is going to sound like this. My bowing wound up backwards on that, but that is what it sounds like. My apologies. So, my cat does not like being locked in the bathroom, but it is snowing outside, so I can't put him outside while I record. My apologies. So, let's take a look at last half of 36 through first half of 40. Let's just go ahead and play through it the first time. So go ahead and join me. We do have a shift into second position, 37 in the second half of 38, so keep that in mind. Also watch your bowings, because getting backwards in there is just obnoxious, as you saw. So, let's go ahead and play that chunk. Last half of 37. 1, 2. One more time. So we do... that shift really isn't all that out of place, though. Let's go ahead and work measure 38. So we are... that cat. So we are in first position. down, up, down. So we are starting down bow there. So go ahead and join me in 38. So we are basically just making the transition from a low first position to a second position, landing on an E or a G. Yeah, the A flat. So G to F sharp. I recognized something was wrong there. I was trying to call it the wrong note. So first position to second position. Go ahead and join me just for that. So measure 38, 3, 4. Again, 3, 4. Okay, one last time, and then we'll start rolling everything together. 3, 4. Okay, and then figuring out measure 39, 37, 38, 39, yeah, 39. Let's go ahead and take a look at that before we hit that full speed. Well, at the practice tempo. 3, 4. No. Up, down. So that starts down. My apologies. That starts with a down bow. Same, just measure 39. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. Okay, and last time. 3, 4. And then let's roll that entire section, last half of 36 through the end of that phrase all together. 1, 2. One more time. 3, 1, 2. Okay, and then the next section is literally what we played at the beginning. 3, yep, 1, 2. Let's just go ahead and do that entire section again, because this is the third time we've seen this. Last half of 40, all the way to the end. 1, 2. Okay, so let's see. No, I want my apologies. Okay, so we're still under tempo. Let's go ahead and stitch all of this together from beginning to end. We'll keep a little bit slower. We'll be sitting at about 86 BPM from where we are looking to finish at like a 92 to a 94. Just a smidge under tempo. So, 1, 2. Okay, so the finished tempo being 94. Let's go ahead and run this through the last time. So full speed. 1, 2, 1. Thank you very much, and have fun practicing. I will catch you all next time.